Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this look that I'm wearing here. I told you guys that I am super into fall. It is my favorite season besides winter of the year, and I definitely am getting into this fall spirit. I've seen all these people do makeup tutorials on fall looks, and I did one actually yesterday, which is going to be uploaded today at 5 o'clock. And it is currently Thursday, so if you are watching this, go check it out. It is a different eye look altogether. It is complete opposite of this one. It's very kind of neutral, semi-smoky, but very wearable for like an everyday look, and a very bold lip. So today I decided to kind of do more of like a really glam looking eye with a very simple lip. Anywho, this is what I came up with. I am using some old palettes. I just want to get back into using my oldie but goodie palette, so that is what I did today. I went ahead and used the once famous Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. It is one of my favorite matte palettes. It's a great kind of everyday palette. Yeah, so here is the Shade and Light palette. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what this bad boy looks like. Like I said, it's very easy to use as an everyday palette. Has a lot of good colors. The pigmentation is amazing. The blendability is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend this palette to a beginner just because you have a lot of kind of different tone shades and a good variety of color. And it's, like I said, it's just a great everyday palette. So if you definitely are a beginner, or if you're someone who needs like a good stable everyday palette, I highly recommend picking up this guy. Yes, definitely love that palette. And then I went ahead and featured a B Bella Cosmetics palette. This is their Silent Night palette. B Bella is an up and coming company for sure. One of my first videos was actually a review on a set of their brushes and a couple of their palettes. They remind me a lot of Morphe just because they are similar along the same type of makeup that they offer. They aren't as huge as Morphe, that's for sure, but they are getting there. They are LA based. They are downtown. That's actually where I discovered the brand. It was just barely starting when I had discovered it, and now it's kind of gotten bigger and more known. So if you haven't heard of B Bella, definitely go check them out. I'll link their website down below along with their Instagram name. I am not sponsored by them at all. I'm not an affiliate of any kind. I just really do love their products. They are generally good products for the price you are paying. So the palette that I featured by them is the Silent Night palette. I actually picked this up, I think, at IMATS. Was it IMATS or Fame? It was one of those makeup conventions. Such a really great fall holiday looking palette. You have a good variety of kind of greens that you really don't get in any other palette. I haven't really seen a palette like this before by any brand, really, high-end or low-end, with just a lot of options. Like, it's very warm tone, as you can see, but you do have good color range, you have a good shimmer range, and I love how you have the different types of greens. You have mattes and you have shimmers, and you have different tones of greens, which I think is really hard to find in a palette. Just because I really haven't seen a lot of brands come out with like this kind of look before. It's very kind of warm, neutral colors that I see a lot of. I don't ever really see green. So if you guys have any good like green palettes that have a good variety of greens, either matte or shimmer, preferably mixed, let me know down in the comments below, because I am always looking for a good kind of variety of greens. Those are my favorite eyeshadow colors. I feel like greens look really good on anyone. But yeah, so I did feature those two palettes. I am wearing Anastasia's Undressed lip gloss, and I actually forgot how much I love lip glosses. I've been so into matte lips lately that I forgot that I even had lip glosses. So when I put it on, I was like, oh my god, I love this. I love the way it looks. It just really complements everything. I'm really happy with the way this look came out. And yeah, so if you guys want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching.
Okay, so I'm going to start off by mattifying my face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Mattifying Primer. This is super intense, you guys, so a little bit does go a long way. So I highly recommend using just a little bit, and in the areas where you get oily. And for foundation today, I'm using the Keyvn Aucoin, the Etherealist Illuminating Foundation, I believe is what it's called. This is definitely a more dewier foundation, so that is why I went ahead and used a more mattifying primer, just so that it looks a little better on my skin and it doesn't look too oily throughout the day. I'm going to go ahead and just prep my eyes with my Hardcandy Instant Eye Under Eye Treatment. For concealer today, I will be using the Nars Creamy Concealer, and this is in the color Chantilly, I believe is how you say it. It's the lightest color that they have. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix in the Maybelline Infallible Pro Glow Concealer, just because the Nars is a little too light, so I like to go in and mix it with a darker concealer. And the actual consistency of both of these concealers together was really, really nice. It left my under eyes and wherever else I put it looking very smooth and kind of poreless like, which I really like in concealers. And then too, the Nars just really came through as far as just really making my under eyes very bright. For bronzer, I'm just using the Chanel Cream Bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers, and since I hadn't been using it for a while, I thought I'd go ahead and go back to it. But I just love to do a cream bronzer always as the base bronzer, and then I'll later go in and set with a powdered bronzer. To go ahead and set to my under eyes and wherever I concealed, I'm using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This definitely is more of a mattifying primer as well, so I highly recommend this to people who are looking for a little bit more of a matte look when it comes to setting powders. And that stuff really does a great job of just locking everything in. And then to just set the rest of my face, I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Powdered Foundation, and this I just used because I wanted a little bit more coverage. And then to go ahead and just add a little bit more brightness to my face, I'm going to be using the Lancome, what is it, Absolute Powder in Absolute Golden. And then I go ahead and take the Maybelline Bronze and Highlight Palette, and I just go ahead and take those 3 shades. The very last shade, which is the darkest shade and cooler tone shade, I use to just contour, and then I go in with the second to last shade to bronze, and then I'll go ahead and take the second shade in the palette to apply as my blush. And the 3 colors together really look nice, especially if you are a lighter skin tone. I feel like it just really gives you kind of like a natural glow. And then I wanted a little bit more pink to my face, so I go ahead and take the Maybelline Blush and Highlight Palette and use that light pink shade in the palette. And then I go ahead and take my Shade and Light Eyeshadow Palette by Kat Von D. I take the first lightest shade in the palette to just set my eye and use as a base for the next color. I go ahead and take that peachy color and use that as my transition color. I then go ahead and take more of that like brick red, and I focus that in the crease of my eye, kind of blending up as well. And then I go ahead and take the brown shade right next to it, and I focus that in my crease just to add a little bit more depth to my eye. And I do take these colors from the outer corner, dragging it into the inner corner, leaving the most color on the outer corner of my eye. And then I go ahead and just blend all together. And then I take the black shade in the palette and focus this on the outer corner of my eye. I drag it on the bottom of my eye as well to create more of like this almond elongated shape. And then I just keep packing and blending, packing and blending. I really wanted the black to be intense, so the key is obviously to just keep blending so it all looks seamless, and then packing as you go. And then I decided to add the black to the inner corner just to give me more of a halo look. So I do the same thing I did on the outer corner, just keep packing, blending, and then I do add a little bit more of the other color I was using to kind of just fuse everything together. Then I go ahead and take my Be Bella, the Silent Night palette. I take that really pretty like shimmery brick red shade, and I just focus that on the center of my lid. And then I do go back and add a little bit more black and blend, add and blend. And then I just take the same colors I was using above and drag them on the bottom lash line. And I just go ahead and kind of tight line first and then go and blend out. The key for a really good smoky eye is to just keep blending. Blending, packing, blending, packing. And then I go ahead and take that kind of a gold shimmer shade and I pop it in the inner corner of my eye, but then realize I don't like how gold it is, so I go in with a lighter color in that Silent Night palette and just go ahead and top it. I'm going to adding some mascara, and then I decided that I wanted to do a wing liner. So I grabbed my Kat Von D tattoo liner in black and then just go ahead and wing it out. And then I go ahead and add some mascara to the tops of my lashes to kind of complete this look. Then I go ahead and add some brow gel to set those brows. And yeah, you guys, so that completes this look. It was very easy. I used, I believe, 4 shades the most to create it. I hope this inspired you to come up with some fall looks if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, guys. I shall see you in my next video. Bye.